Jaume Sabater, you are founder and CEO of Stoneweg. Thank you for joining us on BiTV.
Thank you, Luke. It's a pleasure being here.
Stoneweg just announced last week having entered into a binding agreement to acquire Cromwell Property Group's European fund management platform and also associated co-investments. What motivated you to make such an acquisition?
Yeah, thanks for the question. The motivation was cleared because it was an opportunity for us from what has been the vision since we started the business of Stoneweg back in 2015, where we were aiming to build a platform where we have been growing this platform by operating in different countries as well as real estate sectors. And through this acquisition, we are doubling up our approach and we are continuing on the building of the platform, moving from 4 billion that we have grown the platform since we started to now an over 8 billion platform.
And exactly, you mentioned growing the platform to a combined AUM of 8 billion euros, comprising equity and debt investment, if I understand correctly, in the European real estate space. How do you assess that new portfolio and that new scale for your group?
I think that's a very relevant element. As you say, this is over 8 billion of real estate assets that we are managing. This is done through different mandates, the ones that we were already managing at Stoneweg, plus the ones that we are integrating through the Cromwell European business. And when you look at the synergies and the combination in terms of business activities, that's a very appealing element for us in the transaction that we have executed. Stoneweg activity has been done both in the US and Europe, but our European presence has been mainly focused on Switzerland, which is our home market, as well as Southern Europe. In terms of our strategies, our main focuses have been into residential hospitality. We do have as well developed, for instance, in Switzerland, an industrial and logistic strategy. And we have also been adding strategies in other sectors, such as leisure, infrasports. But the fact that we are now creating this larger platform by integrating the Cromwell European activities, it's not only a question of the size, but it's a question of how complementary the business is going to be. Concerning the European presence, as the only country where we have effective asset overlap, it's Italy. And on the other hand, giving us a much more stronger focus into industrial logistics as well as offices.
Okay. You mentioned that it's not only a question of size, but you still have upgraded in scale, moved up in scale, sorry. And therefore, I have to ask, do you see that new scale, that new, that 8 billion size, maybe impacting a little bit your investment strategy going forward? And also because we're Paris-based, I have to ask, how do you see France playing in that strategy?
Yeah, well, absolutely. Scale, it's important. And when you have a scale, you can manage on a more structured way. It's also important that it's not just about the scale itself, it's about how this is built. And the fact that Cromwell and Stoneweg has a very similar approach to the way the investments are done and the way they are managed. And this is built through a strong local presence. The fact of having people on the ground. So at the same time, it's the volume and the assets that are managed and the synergy in terms of sectors, but it's also the geographical presence, where we're going to be present in over 20 countries. and allowing us to have such a scale, which means that till now, we were only able to serve investors into either country approaches, and when it was in connection to sectors, it was also determined to sector countries. By combining both business, we're now going to have the possibility to serve much larger pan-European mandates. At the same time, we want to continue focusing on niche opportunities, on added value opportunities, and we believe that we're going to have the possibility with a larger group, but at the same time, with reinforced local presence, to be able to continue developing new initiatives and growing the platform over time.
Thank you very much, Jaume Sabater, for taking the time to speak with us and sharing this valuable insight. Also, thank you all, and we'll see you soon on BiTV.
Thanks a lot, Luke. Nice seeing you.